Welcome back to Display TV, everyone. I'm your host, Sarah Pribis. I love the comment from Greg Cherry in the chat. Got to post more stuff on here, especially since I feel like I'm having a breakthrough coming through. If only I could read. A breakthrough coming soon. GC brand, yes, post. I'll feature it on the show. I'm so excited about your enthusiasm. We're gonna show off some original content in the last segment today, but first we gotta talk trivia. We gotta give away an answer before too many people get here. Trivia is coming up in 12 minutes. I got $500 for all of you. So let's get to question 8. Let's find out how you do. Then I'm gonna reveal the answer, and then you're one step closer to winning that money. So this is for no loss, no points, no nothing, maybe some bragging rights. But let's get this up. What is this question? Oh, it's kind of like it's a random question. I don't know how I would categorize this. Which of the following world figures would have worn a pince-nez? Teddy Roosevelt, Archduke Ferdinand, Pope John Paul II. Which of the following world figures would have worn a pince-nez? Teddy Roosevelt, Archduke Ferdinand, Pope John Paul II. Which one? Are we guessing? Do we know this? Did we just Google this word and go, oh, I know who wore this? It's okay if you did. But this is always the fun one to like not have to Google because there's no stakes, literally no stakes on this. However, 42% of you know it. You know it or you know it. Doesn't matter to me. Well done, 42% of you. We are looking at Mr. Teddy Roosevelt. And we're talking about those little clip-on glasses that instead of going over your ears went right here to the bridge of your nose. So that's what pince-nez is, what a pince-nez is. I don't know what the plural would be, but that's what a pince-nez is. So Teddy Roosevelt's your man. Teddy Roosevelt's the answer. And now for being here early, you're one step closer to that $500. If you knew it, let me know how on the chat. Be honest. I want to know. Did you guess? Did you say which of these things is not like the other? Do you remember that song? Maybe you just knew. Maybe you knew what a pince-nez is. I didn't know until I saw this question. I'll be honest with you. All right, we got trivia coming up. We have some original content coming up for all of you. Jenny Girl says, I didn't know that one. Thank you, Sarah. Capper7 said, I learned that from epic rap battles of history. Love that. Okay. All right, Menchem David Nembo knew it. Bravo. Random. Love that you have random facts just stored away in that noggin of yours. Kathy Davis didn't know, but now you know. All right, original content coming up, trivia coming up. We'll see you back here in a second. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Display Trivia. Happy Monday. Yes, I know what I said, and I'm standing by it. Happy Monday. I don't mean to cause any controversy here, but Mondays can be happy, especially when they're spent in the Display app, in this feed, getting ready to win some cash money in an all-new game of trivia. I mean, I'm sure it doesn't hurt that on top of all of that, you get to spend some time with yours truly. That's right, your quiz queen, that's me, is here to help you slay the rest of your day. Because whether your Monday has been one bummer after another or it's been smooth sailing, the next 15 minutes are going to brighten your day. Put a smile on your face. Turn that frown upside down. Any of the above. You ready to feel all right? Let's get some rules in first. You'll have 10 seconds to answer each of the following 10 questions. Unlike the rest of your week, they'll get harder as we go. Make sure you're connected to Wi-Fi and that you're holding your phone vertically for optimal gameplay. And make sure to choose your answers very carefully because once you tap, there's no going back. No take backs. Now, who's ready for the floodgates to open? Polite Boy 84 is, Jack is back is, Med Journalist is, let's get some noise in the chat please. Zeke Campbell is, Jenny Girl is, Bubble Bass is, I don't know what I'm doing with my hands, GC Brand is, all right, that's enough for me. RJ, love it. It's time for Display Trivia. Question 1. If something is powered by the sun, it's referred to as what? Solar powered, wind powered, hand powered. If something is powered by the sun, it's referred to as what? Solar powered, wind powered, hand powered. I'm not sure if this counts, but I did used to have one of those hula dancers that you put on your car's dashboard, and get this. When the sun is shining, she moves her hips. But when it's nighttime, she does not? I mean, wow. We figured out how to do that with science. Human history has really led us up to this moment. All those major discoveries of gravity, calculus, subatomic particles, the Big Bang, and we have used this knowledge to make novelty trinkets that harness the very power which drives life on this planet to make a little plastic hula girl dance. I mean, sometimes I'm just overwhelmed. Do I need a minute? No, I'll be fine. It's just humbling, you know? If you're starting out strong, good on you for using that brain power. Objects powered by the sun run on solar power. Yeah, 98% of you knew it. Well done, starting strong. Question 2. What does the I in IQ stand for? Ingenuity, investigation, intelligence. What does the I in IQ stand for? Ingenuity, investigation, intelligence. Okay, so you know how they love to say there's no I in team? Okay, well, obviously there isn't. We're all adults here. We can spell. But you know where there is an I in IQ? Try to argue that one. Middle school soccer coaches and summer camp counselors. You can't. And you know how I know that? This right here. Because not only is there an I in IQ, but I put the I in IQ. Me. I put the IQ. I put the I in IQ. You know what? I might need to take that back. What? Are you not ready for this jelly? Well, too darn bad, because I just pulled out a butter knife and baby, I am ready to spread away. The I in IQ, of course, stands for me, Sarah Pribis, obviously. But the other meaning is intelligence, as in intelligence quotient. And IQ is not the definitive measure of intelligence, but it is one measure. You know what else is? I would say a round of display trivia. And the fact that 95% of you just got that counts for something. Question 3. A single candle can both defy and define the darkness is a quote by the author whose residence is now a museum in what city? Amsterdam, Berlin, London. A single candle can both defy and define the darkness is a quote by the author whose residence is now a museum in what city? Amsterdam, Berlin, London. Listing all these cities really makes me want to travel. What kind of traveler are you? Are you the type who rises with the sun, tries to wring all the juice out of every day? You've got your folder full of tickets and reservations, and yes, you have a phone in your pocket, but there's nothing you can rely on like those good old-fashioned handy-dandy maps. Or are you more of a go-with-the-flow kind of tourist? You know, follow the pack, stumble from one haunt to another. You don't remember the names of any of the places you went, but it's okay, because man, you lived. Well, if you're in that first group, I think I can confidently say that you go to a lot of museums, and if you've made it over to Amsterdam, I'm sure you made it to Anne Frank's house, which beautifully honors her life and legacy. 68%, kind of savage here on an early question, but let's go. Question 4. Which of the following is not a shade of the color produced by mixing red and blue? Mauve, vermilion, aubergine. Which of the following is not a shade of the color produced by mixing red and blue? Mauve, vermilion, aubergine. There is a lot of talk of shade these days. Feels like everyone or another is throwing shade. Throwing shade this way, throwing shade that way. Let me ask, why can't we just let the shade be? Like, what if the shade doesn't want to be thrown? What if the shade is perfectly content to be where it is? We don't always have to do so much. Like, sometimes we need to just be. And did I just teach a lesson on mindfulness? Yes, I did. Am I a guru? I wouldn't go that far. But do I deserve your love and undying devotion? Absolutely, no question. Now, I don't want to throw shade. I want to shine a light. On what? Well, I guess I could start with the answer to this one. The color produced by mixing red and blue is purple, and the only hue listed here that doesn't fall under the purple umbrella, what else would Prince use in the purple rain, is vermilion. 85% of you got that. Let's do Q5. Select the company logo that uses its initials in its logo. Lululemon, Starbucks, Bentley. Select the company logo that uses its initials in its logo. Lululemon, Starbucks, Bentley. Here's the thing with initials. Have you all noticed that rich people are obsessed with initials? They put them on everything. I feel like you walk into a rich person's house and immediately it's like, okay, we get it. All of these towels belong to you. Sheesh. Or, you know, there's always like the soccer mom with a big monogrammed bag. Are you just worried you have so much stuff that you're gonna misplace some of it? To that I say, mo money, mo problems. The only time I ever put my initials on something was when my mom insisted I label all my Hanes cotton underwear before going off to sleepaway camp. And you know what? She was right for that. She was. A lot of underwear mix-ups. A lot. The point is, the only brand logo here that uses its initial is Bentley. 67% of you got that. Question 6. Which of the following games was not included in the original release of Nintendo's 2006 gaming console? Table tennis, boxing, golf. Which of the following games was not included in the original release of Nintendo's 2006 gaming console? Table tennis, boxing, golf. Finally! An invention that made it possible for you to stand up and move around while you gamed. Yippee! Because, you know, that's what gamers love, physical activity. It's probably what drew them to the hobby in the first place. All the toggling of the thumbs and the heavy breathing and yelling into your headset as you and your bros go absolutely ham on the enemy. The rocking back and forth in one of your special gaming chairs. Yes, chug that Mountain Dew. You have worked up a sweat. Mountain Dew isn't legally a liquid, but nothing refreshes in between Fortnite rounds quite like it. This console was not super popular with diehard gamers, but it was Nintendo's best-selling console of all time because it was truly fun for the whole family. It was the Wii. And table tennis wasn't in the original release, but came out in the second iteration. Yes, 77% of you got it. Question 7. The ceremony that produces a signed ketubah would include all of the following except chuppah, afikomen, hora. The ceremony that produces a signed ketubah would include all of the following except chuppah, afikomen, hora. Oof. Ceremonies and I, we do not go well together. Nope, most ceremonies I get invited to, I am quickly thereafter asked to leave. Graduation ceremonies, well, of course I wear a cap and gown. Why do just the graduates get to wear the fun costumes? Wedding ceremonies, you better believe I will have a speech prepared whether you ask me to or not. Spoiler alert, you did not. Full moon ceremonies, I've been kicked out quite a few of those. What? I showed up with my full moon. What else did you want? Look, I'm just saying that was an easy mistake. The ceremony that ends in a signed document known as a ketubah is a Jewish wedding. The afikomen is used at the Jewish celebration of Passover. Did you get it right? Mazel tov, 73% of you. Question 8. Which of the following world figures would have worn a pince nez? Teddy Roosevelt, Archduke Ferdinand, Pope John Paul II. Which of the following world figures would have worn a pince nez? Teddy Roosevelt, Archduke Ferdinand, Pope John Paul II. If you know anything at all about fashion, you know that trends come and they go. Bell bottoms? I feel like every time I blink, they're in or they're out. Make up your minds. Is this some sort of sick joke? I just decide how to dress these days based on what the sad teens on Euphoria are wearing. Okay, so from last night's episode, I'm seeing eye rhinestones, check. Really low-rise pants, okay, that makes me a little bit nervous, but check. A shirt that is definitely just an undergarment. Yeah, no, I'm too old for this. I feel like if anyone these days is gonna pull off a pince nez, it's gonna be the Euphoria kids though, because a pince nez is a pair of eyeglasses that instead of staying on with an ear hook, clips on directly to the nose. And the only figure here known for wearing one is American President Theodore Teddy Roosevelt. But you know, next could be Zendaya, who knows? 86% of you got that, or you tuned into the pre-show, because that's where we give away the free answer. Question 9. The African desert, whose name means a waterless place in Tswana, encompasses nations with all of the following national capitals except Gaborone and N'Djamena, Windhoek. The African desert, whose name means a waterless place in Tswana, encompasses nations with all of the following national capitals except Gaborone and N'Djamena, Windhoek. Now listen closely to this question. This desert doesn't necessarily encompass these capital cities, just the countries that call these cities their capitals. You gotta listen carefully on this show. Yes, yes, listen carefully. Just like I do when my doctor says, drink plenty of coffee before your stomach scope, or exercise as little as you want. Okay, yeah, so maybe I heard her incorrectly. By the way, were you listening? Did you catch if she gave me the okay to replace all my vegetables with muffins? The point is, the desert we're referencing in this question is the Kalahari that stretches across Namibia and Botswana and into the northern part of South Africa. The only country's capital that doesn't fit the bill here is N'Djamena, Chad, in northern Africa, which is actually located right by the Sahara. 72% of you weren't fooled. All right, we ready? Because it's time for the final question. Question 10. Which preschool TV figure or figures most regularly used an object with components like an apron, a leg, and a side rail? The Backyardigans, Steve from Blue's Clues, Dora the Explorer. Which preschool TV figure or figures most regularly used an object with components like an apron, a leg, and a side rail? The Backyardigans, Steve from Blue's Clues, Dora the Explorer. Preschool TV shows. They're made for children, but I'm telling you, we carry those lessons with us throughout our lives. For example, they showed me how to get to Sesame Street, and I will never forget those directions, not for as long as I live. You take a right here, and then you go straight a few more blocks, and it should be on the that's not Sesame Street. Did I miss the turn? No, this can't be Sesame Street because this is just a Whole Foods Amazon Prime now. Oscar, what have they done to you? Why are you drinking an oat milk latte from inside your compost bin? But Big Bird's tree is still there, isn't it? They knocked it down to put in city bike parking. Well, damn, it looks like Sesame Street has been gentrified, but in the meantime, these are all parts of an armchair like the one used by Steve when he used to sit down in his thinking chair and think. And you used your mind to take a step at the time through this game. Yeah, 69% of you got that. You got the final question. You came, you slayed, you displayed your knowledge, and you are gonna get paid. How's it feel? You might be a day older, but hey, you are a day wiser too. And some of you are even $1 or $2 richer. Go put that towards a coffee so you and Oscar the Grouch can do some catching up. You know, he finally started seeing a therapist. I am really proud of him. And I'm really proud of our winners tonight too. Throw those scores in the chat. Who won over here? 208 of you did. Shout it out. Okay. Watcha Sam got a 7 out of 10. Yes, I'm seeing some 10 out of 10s. Minotaur got a 10 out of 10. Sarah is not getting a 10 out of 10 for her speech at this point. Zord got a 2 out of 10. We got Retro Vibes with a 6 out of 10. 420 Somewhere got a 10. Sheena 06, 8 out of 10. China Thug, oh no, you only knew Dora. Boop Your Nose, so close. Capper 7, deserted in the desert tonight. I love to know what questions you got out on. That's always a fun fact too. What else? We got Dr. Sarcasm, a 7 out of 10. Bernie Manera, honestly, with you being from the Philippines, getting a 5 out of 10, there's some American stuff in there. Good job, well done, that's amazing. Devesh 230, 7 out of 10, that's awesome. Mr. 9821 got out on the house question. Sama got a 10 out of 10. Yeah, it was a tough one tonight, Jenny. I feel you on that. Well, listen, it's only Monday, so get back here in the game tomorrow. You need that free answer. You tune in early. I'm going to give it to you. Y'all take care of yourselves, and I will see you tomorrow on display.